Fishermen are safe tonight, but it took hours to get their boat out of the Grand River near the 6th Street Dam this afternoon. This is one of several recent water rescues in that area. But what makes the Grand River so dangerous? 13 on your side's Micah Cho has details.
Wrecks spread throughout the Grand Rapids Bridge Street Fire Station hold wetsuits firefighters used to help get a boat free in the Grand River Friday afternoon. In total, they spent about 4 hours in the river after the 3 fishermen whose boat overturned at the 6th Street Dam were rescued.
We typically have 2 or 3 of these a year at a minimum.
Life saved, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
This follows last month's water rescue. Shane Parway, a fishing guide who's familiar with the Grand River, helped save a kayaker who went over a low-head dam not too far away.
It's a very difficult place to navigate if you're not experienced.
So what makes the Grand River, more specifically the 6th Street Dam area, so dangerous for boaters and fishermen? You see that little section of the Grand River over by the dam where the water kind of goes south towards downtown, but also goes back north towards the dam. It might be a little hard to see. Let's get behind the camera and get a closer look. Right about there, this entire around 600-foot section is where the Grand Rapids Fire Department says you want to try to avoid. A lot of fishermen and watercraft over the years have gotten a little too close to that part of the dam where the water traveling downstream kind of goes back into the ground, comes back up, and is pulled closer to the dam. And that's where GRFD says it can lead you into what's called a drowning machine.
It comes down there with great force and hydraulic pressure. It drops down into the water and actually regurgitates itself back with extreme power, at least 50% of the power coming down.
Luckily, only the fisherman's boat on Friday got caught up in the current.
The pressure is unswimmable and in most cases unsurvivable if you're in the water in that spot.
According to Parway, the strong currents can reach far from the dam.
You got currents that are recirculating coming back to the dam, probably that come out like 20 feet if you're not careful in some spots. So at least probably even 30 feet.
And he stresses how difficult that section of the Grand River can be to navigate.
You have to have a lot of experience in reading currents and rivers and bubble lines and different things like that to fish in areas like that. If you're not experienced in those things, I highly suggest you fish downstream in more safe, slower currents of the area.
In Grand Rapids, Micah Cho, 13 on your side.
And a man is